Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name.
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name.
What's going on, guys? Anyone that knows me knows that Vegas is my #1 spot to go hang out and have a good time. So because of this, a lot of times people will ask me, well, how do you go to Vegas and not spend a ton of money? How do you get, comped rooms, and what's the best way to not spend a ton of money on drinks? What do you do when you're in Vegas? I don't like to gamble. I'm gonna tell you in this video some of the tips that I've learned over the years to go to Vegas, have a good time, get into clubs, chill by the pool, get drinks, and not spend a ton of money. Keep watching this video for all those tips. All right, so tip number 1, transportation. When you're in Vegas, you're gonna wanna use a Lyft or an Uber, to be honest with you. Even at the airport, you'll see a bunch of cabs and shuttles. I typically don't use those anymore. Used to in the past, but with the shuttles, even though they're cheap, you have to wait for everybody to load up on the shuttle, and then you have to go and drop off 1,000,000 people before you even make it to your hotel. It's just a big pain. And the cabs, everybody knows the story about cabs in Vegas. You may have some good cab drivers, but a lot of times you're gonna get kind of scammed taking a cab. They're gonna take the long way to get you to your hotel. They're not gonna try to make it through lights just to make the fee, for the cab a little bit higher. Avoid all that. Just do a ride share with a Lyft or an Uber. Most people are familiar with Lyft or Uber now, and you already know what the price is going to be ahead of time. So there's not going to be any surprises by the time you make it to your hotel, and it's just much quicker. And you're going to want to use that Lyft or Uber pretty much everywhere in Vegas. If you're not walking, if you're comfortable walking, you have good shoes on, go for it. I do a lot of walking myself, but if you're going, from the Stratosphere to MGM, that's a pretty good distance. So you're gonna probably want to use a Lyft for that, or you can use something like the monorail, and that's just like this little tram that you can take. You pay a couple bucks for an all-day pass. You get a multi-day pass, but you basically take this and it'll drop you off at different hotels along the strip, so you can get pretty close to wherever you're trying to go along the strip. So tip number 2, I recommend that everyone stay either directly on the strip or on Fremont Street. I know there's places in Vegas where you can stay that's off the strip, but any money you're saving staying off the strip, you're gonna spend that money to get to the strip. And let's say you're out at a club on the strip having a good time, it's late at night. Do you really wanna wait to get a Lyft or an Uber to take you way out somewhere, or would you like to be within walking distance, hopefully, of your hotel that you're staying at? It's just a lot more convenient. I like being in the middle of the action. I don't want to have to go to the strip. I want to just be able to walk out of my hotel and see some stuff. That's what you went to Vegas for. You want to be surrounded by that energy. So I definitely recommend places like Planet Hollywood, which are kind of in the middle of the strip. You have Mandalay Bay on one end and then Stratosphere on the other. So Planet Hollywood is kind of in the middle of that. And then again, like I said, Fremont Street is a absolute great time. I love staying down there as well, so I highly recommend that. And it's a little bit cheaper a lot of times. The gambling's cheaper, drinks are cheaper. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, if you're looking for a cheaper experience that's still a really good time, I like Fremont as well. All right, so tip number 3. If you've been to Vegas, you know exactly what I'm about to talk about. When you're walking down the strip, you basically would have people like handing cards out at you, or trying to give you CDs, or I don't know, you have the little characters that, they'll say, hey, come take a picture with us and all that. If you want to do the picture thing, go for it. My advice is just to avoid anybody on the strip that's offering you something that seems to be too good to be true or seems to be free. It's not. Even I think you have like these little monks that walk around and they want to give you like beads and crap like that. Ignore that crap. They just want money, and it's annoying. So just avoid it. All right, so number 4, in Vegas, the ATM fees are off the charts. You do not want to take out money specifically in casinos. It's going to cost you, I don't know, $7-8 to take that money out. So don't do that. I always take out the cash that I want to spend in Vegas before I go to Vegas. And if I happen to run out of cash for whatever reason, then I'll go to like a Walgreens or a CVS, pick up some water. You're gonna want to buy water and snacks anyways. Pick up some of that stuff and then just get cash back versus using an ATM in a casino. It's crazy. Definitely don't take out money at a strip club. You know who you are. Don't do it. All right, tip number 5. Any casino you go into, sign up for the player rewards programs. The reason why you want to do this is the casinos track your activity with this card that you'll get. And you get comps based on your activity within their casino. So any money you spend on food, any money you spend on drinks, staying at the hotel, and especially gambling, you will get comps for those things. So you definitely want to sign up for that stuff. Even if you're not a big gambler, sign up for the player rewards card so you can get the rest of that stuff tracked and at least get like discounted room offers. But if you do gambling as well, and I typically will sign up for the program and gamble, right away, maybe 50, 60 bucks. And on top of that, a lot of times just signing up, they'll give you free play money. So you'll get maybe 10, 20 bucks to gamble with right away of free money. So do this and get the free comps. That's how I get the comps. That's how I get these rooms. I'll just gamble a little bit. Honestly, I don't gamble much on my trips. Maybe now I'll gamble a max of maybe $300-400 bucks. There's been a couple times where I went a little bit higher than that, but that was because I won like some kind of jackpot or I won a good amount of money. So then I had more money to gamble with. But I normally have a budget in mind. I say, I'm not gambling more than $300 on this trip, and I'm okay to lose this money. So do that, and that's how you start to get those room comps and comps for other things too. Meals, buffets, drinks, getting into clubs. It's worth it. It completely changes the Vegas experience when you're not spending all of your own money and you get treated like a VIP just for spending a little bit of money or, playing a slot machine, which is pretty fun. So I love to play blackjack. Odds are probably some of the best odds in Vegas, depending on the type of blackjack you're playing. So I highly recommend that whatever casino you go into, even if you're not going to gamble there, sign up for the player rewards. This next tip ties into gambling a little bit in the sense that if you want to not spend a ton of money in a casino on your drinks, gamble a little bit. And what I mean by this is when you're gambling, there will basically be people that will come around and offer you free drinks. So position yourself smartly. Make sure that you identify, one of those waitresses that'll walk around, be in her area, go sit down, gamble on a quarter slot, and just wait for her to come up to you and ask you if you want a drink, and then you get a free drink. And all you have to do is give a tip if you want to. You're not obligated to, but it's Vegas. It's a place where tips go a long way, and a lot of times those tips will turn into something else great for you. You're kind to people, they'll be kind back to you. So I definitely recommend that if you just want to get some free drinks, go slow gamble at a slot machine and just wait for people to come up to you and offer you free drinks. I do it all the time. If you like the nightlife or you like sitting by the pool, having drinks, going to like a day club, you do not want to pay the fees to get into these places. I mean, for guys, the cost can be absolutely crazy. A lot of times women can get in for nothing or very little, but for guys, it's not even an option. And if you want to be able to go to multiple clubs in one night, those fees are going to add up a lot. So what I like to do is to do a pool crawl or a club crawl. And basically you can find deals on Groupon. One that I've been doing lately for the past couple of years is Sin City Club Crawl. Pretty good company, had really good experiences with them. But these club crawls, they will basically take you to 3 different locations, 3 different clubs, and you don't have to wait in the long lines. If you've ever tried to get into like Hakkasan at MGM, you can sit in line forever. And then you have to pay an arm and a leg to get in the club. I'm cool on that. So I'll do a club crawl, find a deal on Groupon for maybe, $40 a pop. If you get into these 3 different clubs in the evening, you don't pay any cover charges. You're not waiting in line. You just pay the fee for the club crawl. And then when you're on the party bus, you get free drinks as well. So you can do a little pre-gaming on the bus. It's a good time. You're on this bus with people that you kind of make a connection with, and then you guys go into the club and you already have your circle. You've met all these people on the bus. So I've had nothing but good times by doing the club crawls, and then same thing with the pools. I absolutely love hanging out at the pools. I mean, that's a really good time, and it's the exact same type of experience, except it's during the day and it's at pools. And yeah, nothing but good things to say about that. Easy way to get some free drinks for, not much, and then you get into all these different clubs without having to wait in line and pay cover charges, and they'll take you to clubs that you probably have never visited before. So I highly recommend it. Check it out. One other tip that I have is basically if you want to do some cheap gambling, check out Fremont Street. Again, I kind of mentioned this earlier. Fremont Street is a really good time. They have the Fremont Street experience. There's like a little zip line thing you can do that's really cool. There's street performers everywhere. There's like, I think this place, the Heart Attack Grill or something like that. You basically have to put on like this doctor's outfit, and you go in this place and eat these monstrous burgers, and then you like die or something. I don't know. But I haven't actually like gone in there and ate the burgers. I just kind of watch people from the outside. It's pretty crazy, but I love Fremont Street. There's always something going on, and then you can a lot of times find like cheap blackjack. It's really hard to find like $5 buy-ins for blackjack in Vegas nowadays. They used to be everywhere, but it's really hard to find unless you like get out really early in the morning on the strip. But on Fremont Street, you can find a lot of tables that are gonna have cheap buy-ins for blackjack. So that's one of the big reasons why I like going down there as well. All right, so you went to Vegas, you had a good time. You probably want to buy a couple souvenirs to bring home to somebody. Do not purchase those souvenirs in the casino unless you're trying to get like credit for the players' rewards piece of this thing that I was talking about. But typically, I do not buy souvenirs in a casino because they're going to be way overpriced. Any of the t-shirts, the little keychains, any of that stuff, they're going to cost you way more than what they're worth. So there's shops along the strip that you can go to where you can get like 2 shirts for next to nothing, literally a couple bucks, and all those keychains and cups and all that stuff. So go out on the strip and find those little shops in the strip malls and buy your souvenirs there. It's much cheaper. So a little bit more about comps. There's a few apps out there that you can play that will actually help you earn comps. One is myvegas, which is around like the MGM properties, but basically you play slots and you earn rewards that you can actually use in Vegas and other MGM properties. So I definitely would recommend that you check that out. It's pretty easy to do. You don't have to pay any money unless you really want to like buy more chips or whatever. I don't do that. I'm in it to see what I can get out of Vegas for free, so I just play the game and earn rewards that way. You can get discounted rooms, you can get 2-for-1 drink specials, tickets to shows. It's really cool. Check it out. Another thing that you can do for like Caesars type properties is the Say and Play survey program, and basically they'll email you with like some surveys that you can do, and surveys can range in time from anything from 5 minutes, I don't know, to an hour, whatever. But basically you fill out these surveys and then you get Say and Play points, which turn into these points that you can use at Caesars properties. One other thing I would recommend in Vegas is to pre-game in your room with your alcohol. Alcohol in the clubs, the nightclubs, the day pool clubs is expensive. You can pay upwards of $20 a drink. I normally limit myself to a drink or 2 max anywhere that I'm going for the nightclub or the day club. It's just too much money to be paying for all those drinks unless you're getting like discounted drinks or comp drinks or whatever. But what we normally do before we go out in the evening, we've already purchased some alcohol from CVS or Walgreens, pre-game with that, and then take a party bus. You can get a little bit more to your pre-game going there. And then by the time you get to the club or by the time you get to a pool, you're already feeling pretty good. You probably got a nice buzz going on. You can get a drink or 2, and then you can save money that way because those drinks, the price adds up. So, all right, guys, so these are all my tips for Vegas. In this video, I will likely do follow-up videos as I think of more things that I kind of use when I'm in Vegas. I have a few trips planned for Vegas already this year, and while I'm out there, I'll do a little B-rolling and add some more tips to that. But yeah, my wife, she has her own series of tips for Vegas as well, like what kind of comfortable shoes to wear and suntan lotion and stuff like that. So yeah, look for a follow-up at some point, And right now, take these tips, use them, save money, and enjoy Vegas. If you're not having a good time in Vegas, you're not doing it right.